Shane Gillis' second time hosting Saturday Night Live is a repetitive Snoozefest weary back. After a month away, Saturday Night Live returned last night, helmed by Shane Gillis. In the interim, we got SNL 50, which was nostalgic, spontaneously funny, far too long and, generally, familial. I won't retread what happened during the anniversary special, but you can read TV editor Garrett Martin's review of the program here. Gillis and SNL have been linked for the last 5-6 years, as the 37-year-old comedian was fired from the show in 2019 after clips of him using racial and homophobic slurs on a podcast surfaced almost immediately after his hiring was announced. This week, he entered the news again when Bowen Yang, once again, shot down speculation that the SNL vet was responsible for Gillis' firing. It seems that Lorne Michaels finds all of that to be water under the bridge now anyway, as Gillis was invited to host the show in February 2024 as a gesture of goodwill, I guess. His turn was met with mixed reviews from critics, including our former SNL correspondent Dennis Perkins, who panned the episode, saying, "Gillis came off like a past his prime athlete called on to host, complete with hesitant line readings, awkward transitions, and cue card dependency." Remember that sentence. You could argue that Gillis has had a redemption arc since his firing, but I wouldn't. He was never cancelled, and, ever since, has become one of the most beloved stand-up comedians, hosts a popular podcast, inked a Netflix deal for an original series called Tires, and is seen rubbing shoulders with the likes of Eminem, Peyton Manning and Post Malone. His frat bro humor is a mainstay on TikTok FYPs, even mine, unwillingly, and, undoubtedly, he is an A-lister in his industry, and SNL has embraced him. Gillis even claimed that the show asked him to impersonate Donald Trump for season 50, but that he turned the offer down. Gillis joins the likes of John Mulaney, Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle, stand-up comics who've hosted multiple times. Now, do I think Gillis is primed for a Five-Timers Club induction, or SNL immortality, or even a regular gig on the show? He's got a long road to go if that's his destiny. His inaugural hosting stint last year was relatively boring and flawed throughout, making his sudden return to Studio 8H this season a puzzling one. But Gillis is going to bring in viewers, and he's going to make some noise. Last night, Gillis got off to a slow start in his monologue, flirting with bombing before finally settling in during a long joke about Civil War historians. There was even a point where he took jabs at himself, trying to land on his feet once the audience stopped playing along with his jokes. They weren't even in his corner to begin with, really. He's always towed the line in his humor, mocking liberals, progressives, and conservatives. It being the second Trump presidency, and an already disastrous one at that, it quickly became obvious that the crowd wasn't ready for any gotcha moments about liberals, at least not from someone who looks like your old high school buddy who gets his political news from Facebook.